Today's First Alert afternoon weather update is brought to you by Lockhart Roofing.
Good Friday afternoon, everyone. Meteorologist Stone Schaefer here live from the First Alert digital desk where we have our First Alert weather live stream. I want to thank everyone for joining me here today as we take a look at some of those Friday Night Lights forecasts for our third week of Michigan high school football, maybe some of the college games that are going on across the state, and just looking overall at your weekend because I know obviously warming temperatures, mostly dry conditions are going to allow people to be outdoors and enjoy the weather that we do have for the next couple of days. As always, if you have any questions, you can head over to our Facebook page at WNEM TV5 News. There, I'll try to answer any questions that you may have. I do apologize if I miss your questions. Sometimes I don't get the chance to look over there to the chat, but I try my best to get those questions answered as we get through the stream. We start off right now looking at our Holton Lake camera, where you do see clear skies, a pretty nice day. Not seeing any activity on the water, but obviously yesterday we had some boats out on Lake Michigan in the bay, and that may even continue today into the next couple of days as we just have some nice weather and warmer temperatures across the state. And as always, I do want to look across the region. We'll start off looking at a location here in Michigan, and that is Manistee, Michigan, up to the northwest, looking at clear blue skies there, just some light clouds off into the distance. And maybe you're thinking about traveling and wanting to look outside of the state. Maybe you're just sick of Michigan weather. Let's take a look at Clearwater Beach down in Florida. There, just around the Tampa area. People out there enjoying the beach, enjoying the nice weather they have. I know Florida's had some rain over the last couple of days, so good to see people getting to enjoy that weather there to the south. But again, we're having a pretty nice day here to get out and about and enjoy what's ended up being a pretty nice day across the region. Now, Sky Tracker right now doesn't have much to show us. There's some light clouds that have tried to develop here over the last, we'll say, hour or so, but you should have majority of the skies being clear with mostly sunny skies, and we'll continue to see that trend through the rest of our afternoon into tonight. Now, there is some light wildfire smoke, and that's why when we look at an air quality index, it is showing us moderate ratings from Saginaw up to Houghton Lake, then out towards Grand Rapids. Again, most of that wildfire smoke is aloft. It's not at the surface, so you're not really smelling it, and even not really seeing it, but it's enough that you're noticing it on our air quality index. I will say, though, it is very close to being back in the good. It's a very light wildfire smoke. Most of the ratings that we've been seeing today are from 48 to 52 to 53, so that would be right at the border of being moderate or good in our air quality rating. So again, it's nothing major, but enough that some people may notice it if you're sensitive to our air qualities, especially for this time of year. Now, looking at our temperatures, again, it is on the warmer side compared to what we had last week at this time. It's upper 60s all the way into the lower 80s. It's Clare and Gladwin leading the way right now at 83 and 80. You have other areas like Saginaw at 77, Flint 78, Owasso at 79, and then those shoreline cities just a little bit cooler. Bay City is reading 65 right now. It may be a little bit warmer than that. And then Port Hope, Harbor Beach, and Port Sanilac 67, 68, and at 69. Now, looking at winds, we can see why you may be a little bit cooler there, just with an east wind at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Winds don't look to be a factor. Obviously, if you remember last week at this time, we had our peak winds of the day, wind gust up to 40 to 45 miles per hour. Today is definitely not going to be that case. At most, wind gusts could get up to 15 miles per hour as we head through about 6 to 7 p.m., but even that is as high as it will go as we get through the rest of our day and really the rest of the weekend. It looks like we're going to have calm winds over the next couple of days. And speaking of gust, again, does pick up just a tad bit, and even through the night, wind gusts up to 15 miles per hour. I'm not going to count out. I think the biggest thing for the rest of the afternoon is winds will start to shift out of the south, so that's going to help keep us just a little bit warmer, especially as we head into our weekend. The one thing about that south wind is it will be battling a cloud cover as we head into Saturday. So if you're looking for warmer temperatures, I think there's a chance Saturday could underperform in terms of temperatures just because of cloud cover and of rain chance. And speaking of the weekend, I always like to just do a little quick preview before we head into a break. and that's with our weekend planner here on Friday. For tomorrow, again, there's a small rain chance. And I will say it's nothing that's going to ruin your day. And even some of the models have started to push back, lowering that chance of rain as we get through Saturday. So I'd be prepared. I think it's going to be similar to what we had last weekend. If you remember last weekend, Saturday, it was overcast at times. There was just enough of a light rain throughout the day that it just became annoying, where you didn't know if it was going to start raining, but you'd see a few raindrops and then it would be dry for a longer period of time. Then you'd get more rain chances. I think that's what tomorrow could play out like. But I think past 4 to 5 p.m., if things can continue to develop like they are showing on our weather models, we should be dry past 4 p.m. So any of those afternoon plans should be dry, temperatures up into the 80s. But again, if we do get some cloud cover, we do get maybe more rain than anticipated, that could keep us just a bit cooler. Then for Sunday, looks to be a nice day, mostly sunny skies, temperatures into the lower 80s into our afternoon. In both of those days for Saturday and Sunday, just a south to southwest or southeast wind at 5 to 10 miles per hour. So winds will stay calm. We're starting to see high pressure rebuild itself by Sunday, and that will give us more sunshine as we enter next week. It also may start to warm us up. If we can see our pattern stall out, especially in the upper atmosphere, that will help move in some warmer air. We may actually end up hitting mid-80s by mid-next week. Still some time there, though, to develop. We'll keep you up to date as always. But I am going to take a quick break right now. Once I come back from that break, we'll be looking at our Friday Night Lights forecast for a few of the games around the region, and then a few of the college games that we have going on tomorrow afternoon, some big games for some of the local colleges. So stay right here. Once I come back from that break, we'll be looking at those forecasts. Welcome back, everyone. Meteorologist Stone Schaefer here, starting off with our Friday Night Lights forecast. And game number one we're going to be talking about, well, that's game of the week. Heritage at Grand Blanc, kickoff at 7 p.m. You're going to be looking at a pretty nice night, mostly clear skies. Temperatures at kickoff in the 70s, dropping into the lower 70s through about mid-game, and then by the end of really the game into the upper 60s. Could still hold on to the 70s if games really start to fly through them. And another nice thing, calm winds. I know, again, last week we were battling some stronger winds. Won't be fighting that as we get out for tonight's games. Another game I wanted to highlight, that's going to be Lapeer versus Saginaw United. Both teams looking to get that first win as we get deeper and deeper into the season, and it looks to be another nice night of football, mostly clear skies. Kickoff again at 7 p.m. with temperatures in the mid to upper 70s, dropping into the lower 70s throughout the game, and then by the end of the game, sitting in the upper 60s. So another nice night there for Saginaw United versus Lapeer. Another game we have is Dow versus Mount Pleasant. They're in Mount Pleasant. Not the only game in Mount Pleasant. Durand, they're playing at Central Michigan University there at Kelly Short Stadium. You have two 2-0 teams that look to have actually pretty nice weather. Once again, it's really the common theme. You're not going to see much difference across the region for our games tonight. That's always a good thing. Again, temperatures at kickoff there in Mount Pleasant in the 70s, dropping into the 60s by the end of the game. We head, again, for another local area game. That's Flushing versus Fenton. That's also kickoff at 7 p.m. Both teams also looking to get their first win of the season. Temperatures in the mid-70s at kickoff, into the upper 60s by the end of the game. Calm winds there. Again, I'm not going to count out seeing a wind gust up to 5 to 15 miles per hour. Nothing major. And then the final game I wanted to highlight, Freeland versus Swan Valley. Both teams obviously looking to get a win there. You have Temperatures starting again in the mid 70s and then dropping into the upper 60s by the end of the night. Now, some of the local colleges that are in town for this weekend, we're going to start off looking at Saginaw Valley, who play Northwood. The Axe Bowl kickoff at 6 p.m. tomorrow there at Harvey Randall Wicks Memorial Stadium. Temperatures will be in the upper 70s at kickoff, a southwest wind 5 to 15 miles per hour. Right now, it looks like rain chances should be in the morning, so that should lead to a dry game there for Saginaw Valley State versus Northwood for anyone looking for that game. We also have another big one with two Michigan teams. Central Michigan, they're traveling to Ann Arbor to face University of Michigan. The Wolverines kick off at 12 p.m. there in Ann Arbor, and it looks to be a cloudy time, but we should stay dry. You may see a few quick rainfalls in pregame, any tailgates that are going on. I know we'll have people traveling down there. You may run into some, again, quick rain showers, but by kickoff, we should be just mostly cloudy and then staying in the 70s with the southwest wind at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Then we have another home game. That's Youngstown visiting Michigan State there at Spartan Stadium. Kickoff a little bit later in the day, 3:30 p.m. And similar to what we had for U of M, you may catch a stray rain chance for any tailgates or pregame that's going on. But by kickoff, it does look like you should be on the drier side. Temperatures in the mid 70s, and then that south to southwest or southeast wind at 5 to 15 miles per hour. So again, I'd bring umbrellas, bring ponchos if you can, just in case you do catch a stray shower. It's a very small chance for a lot of our games tomorrow. Otherwise, should be just a cloudier day. The sun will try to peek through probably by the end of the Michigan State game, but for the most part, definitely going to be more clouds in the sky as we get through our Saturday football lineup. If you're looking for Eastern or Western forecast, Eastern, they're actually traveling to Kentucky, so going to be down there playing an SEC school, and then a Western Michigan travels to Illinois to play them, so another Big Ten school. So Western and Eastern, they're out of town. They're going to be hoping to get the upsets there on the road. All the directional schools playing big-time schools this week, with Central obviously playing the University of Michigan. Quickly going to take another break here. Once I come back, we're going to just take another deep dive into your weekend, and then maybe some rain chances for tomorrow, and a look at temperatures on the rise as we head into next week. Make sure you stay right here for that forecast. Welcome back, everyone. Meteorologist Stone Schaefer here, continuing for our weekend forecast. I did want to quickly highlight today's pollen. Dust and dander have actually been pushed up into that high rating. So if you're feeling that maybe those allergies are starting to kick up, that may be a reason with that high rating. Ragweed continues to hold on to that moderate rating. That's what we've been seeing for a majority of the week. And then tree, mold, and grass pollens staying in that low rating. We'll continue to keep you up to date with those, especially as we get closer and closer, or get more into that sort of allergy season. Again, I know I've talked to some of my friends and coworkers, and they're definitely feeling those allergies as you're getting out and about. Now, if you've been watching throughout the week, you've been hearing about a smoke chance. We had some smoke earlier in the week. We've continued to hold on to just a light smoke lingering. And a good thing is most of that smoke that has been trying to move in from the west continues to show it wants to struggle. There will be some areas to the north tomorrow morning. You may wake up to a hazy sky as just enough of that smoke may try to move in. I think it's a pretty small chance, though. I think for the most part, it's going to be a light haze. I think our next area that we'll have to keep an eye on is to the north, but even on the latest model runs, that northern smoke doesn't even reach the upper peninsula. So that's a good thing. There's still some light smoke that lingers. I think we continue to sit right on that edge of moderate to good ratings like we have over the last couple of days, just because we do have just a light wildfire smoke in the atmosphere as we get through the next couple of days. Now, in terms of lows for tonight, it's another warmer night with temperatures into the mid to lower 50s for many areas to the north. As you move to the south, those upper 50s, so just a little bit warmer there. Your highs for Saturday are showing upper 70s and lower 80s. But again, I just want to highlight that if we get more cloud cover, even if we get more rain chances throughout the day, that will end up keeping us just a bit cooler. We saw this last Saturday, where again, we got more rain than maybe anticipated. Maybe cloud cover brought itself in just a little bit earlier in the day, and that kept us a little bit cooler. So if we get through tomorrow and we have some clouds and we have maybe some more rain than anticipated, that could keep us in the 70s. I would expect the lowest we see is lower 70s for some, especially to the north if you get that cloud cover wanting to last a little bit later in the day and get some more of those rain chances. In terms of winds, as we head through the weekend, again, you may catch a wind gust up to 15 miles per hour through this afternoon. Nothing major is anticipated. That will be the same through the night. Then as we head into Saturday, just getting those winds at most up to 10 miles per hour in the morning, maybe a wind gust up to 15 miles per hour through our afternoon. So again, nothing major is expected as we get through our weekend in terms of winds. Highs for Sunday, this will be the day. If you're looking for those 80s, you're definitely going to have that chance. With sunshine, you'll expect areas, especially along that 127 corridor, in the mid to lower 80s. You'll have Midland at 81. Bay City will be very close. Could be 79, could get into the lower 80s. You have Saginaw 80, Flint at 83. Caleb says hi from Adrian. Hi, Caleb. Hopefully you're having a wonderful Friday, and we continue to have a wonderful weekend. Many of us enjoying the nice weather we have for both Saturday and Sunday. Even with that rain chance, should be a nice day. Now, hour by hour doesn't have much to show us. Again, there is that rain chance. I think it's going to be early. That's what models are now trying to suggest for tomorrow, is rain possible, probably 6 to 8 to 9 a.m. A very small chance, though. And again, has continued to struggle. Overcast skies will try to maybe be the picture of the sky through about 1 to 2 p.m. Then we actually start to clear out, and we'll have maybe mostly sunny skies for the end of our afternoon. So if you're someone that's looking for that, you should get that. We'll have clear skies through Saturday night. Then as we move through Sunday, it looks to be another nice sunny day. Just those popcorn clouds that we typically see or have been seeing through our afternoons. Nothing that's going to be overcast, nothing that's going to really block the sun out for more than a minute or two. Plenty of sunshine for your Sunday. Now, I did want to look at our 7-day forecast just to keep you up to date with that. And what we see is, again, that rain chance tomorrow. Could see a few showers. By Sunday, we're dry, mostly sunny skies. And then, like I mentioned earlier, high pressure looks to build itself in, and that's going to give us mostly sunny skies for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Past Thursday, it's also going to start to warm us up. That can stall out and can set up just right. It's going to pull in some warmer air, and that's going to help us get into the mid-80s by midweek. So definitely on the warmer side, we'll get back above average for this time of year in the mid-70s. So we'll be average almost for the next 7 days, if not beyond that. And I know if we have a lot of warmth lovers, especially as we get closer to winter. This is a good sign that we want to continue to see warmer temperatures as we head through the next few weeks of September, and hopefully can hold on to it just a little bit longer. I think the one thing for next week is not seeing any rain as we continue to see drought conditions expand across the state. We do need some rain. So hopefully once this pattern breaks down, that will give us some rain chances and can help fight off some of that drought we have in areas around Bay City, Saginaw, into Tuscola and Huron counties, and then out to the west towards 127 and the western half of the state. If you have any family members out towards Grand Rapids, Big Rapids, you've probably been hearing them say, hey, we've been on the drier side just because we haven't really had, I think, an impactful rain when it comes to those drought conditions. Apologize for that. We just had an announcement in the building. Just wanted to mute that real quick. But again, if this pattern can break down, maybe it starts to bring some more rain chances, and that will hopefully start to fight off some of that drought. But with that, I don't see any more questions or anything in our chat. I want to thank everyone for joining me here today. As always, you can check out our 2 p.m. streams on our YouTube and Facebook pages at WNEM TV5 News. You can catch us on our website at WNEM.com/livestream. Also tomorrow at 6 p.m., because football is going to be on the airwaves, we will have our newscast on that website at WNEM.com/livestream. So if you're wanting to check out some of the local news and weather for tomorrow, we'll have that there at 6 p.m. I want to thank everyone for joining me here today. As always, I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of your Friday and a wonderful weekend ahead.
Thank you for joining us. Today's stream has been brought to you by Lockhart Roofing.